So we are not willing to admit that 5108 was ever with us. Somebody got a commendation for it and now it is with Pakistan.
Similarly, it's the condition of 5353. They are not telling it, nahi tha, it was not, our post was never there, and this is, but it was taken by Pakistan.
So what else did you, could you go through some brief points as to what you told the army chief in your briefing in August 98?
Yes, when I briefed him, then I told him all these points which, that this is how the enemy is likely to come, and this is all what I require, some additional weapon systems. I require troops, I require helicopters, I require air photos and satellite imageries. So let me know what's happening.
So you mean you moved court in 2001 or 2002 and now it is 2024. So the whole case has not been decided yet?
No, it has not been decided yet.
What exactly are you demanding from the courts or the AFT?
I am asking for my honor, for my boys who got killed, for my boys who restored the situation, for them to come. They were not given, they were not recognized. My whole brigade. Basically, I want the nation to know that how and why it happened. And the journalists will have to reply for that. Maybe today, maybe day after.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Spotlight. On the occasion of the 25th anniversary of the Kargil war, we have been trying to bring to light some unknown facets of the war. As I said earlier, this is primarily to trigger a debate on matters military and draw the right lessons for posterity. Today I am speaking to Brigadier Surinder Singh, the then commander of 121 Infantry Brigade in Kargil when the Pakistan intrusions were detected. He was first removed from command in the initial stages of the war, and then he was removed from military service unceremoniously. Since then, he has been fighting a protracted battle in courts and in the tribunals. In bits and parts of the information that have emerged, he has been claiming that his repeated warnings before the war broke out were ignored by the generals in the entire chain of command, division headquarters upwards. He has even shared some documents which are in the public domain now to buttress his claims. We make no judgment on the merits of his case. We leave that to the Armed Forces Tribunal, where the case is presently listed. But 25 years down the line, what exactly is Brigadier Surinder Singh's story? Brigadier Surinder Singh, thank you very much for agreeing to talk.
Thank you very much, Kanwar. Before we proceed further, may I request two things to you.
Sure.
Firstly is that during the Kargil war, I got wounded and my ears are blasted.
Okay.
So I cannot hear easily. So kindly bear with me if once in a while I do or request you to repeat what you are saying.
That's all right. I think at a certain age it happens to everybody.
But it's a bomb blast injury.
Sure.
I hear only with the hearing aids.
Okay.
Second point is that it's 25 years now, and once in a while I would be looking at my paper to remember the heights a little bit here and there. So kindly bear with me.
That's all right. We have these papers here if you want to.
Thank you very
look at.
much. Thank you.
After the Kargil war, Brigadier, and you're removed from service, you have not been talking. A lot of others have been talking, but you have not been talking. Why is that?
There was so much of hype. And people who knew nothing about Kargil, they all were shouting, people have made songs, people have made movies and all that. I had no chance of speaking. Second point is that I had moved the court. I first went to Delhi High Court. From there it was shifted to AFT, Delhi, and then to Chandigarh, where it is almost 14, 15 years now here.
You were the highest ranking officer to have been sent home because of the Kargil war. We'll talk about that later. But when exactly were you told of your posting as a brigade commander in Kargil? You commanded the 121 Infantry Brigade Group. So, and when did you reach there?
I was the first in my course to pick up the brigadier's rank.
Okay.
From there, I was posted to 191 Brigade Commander, and I had a lot of interaction with them. And I was just on my way to take over 191 Brigade, where in between I was told that my posting has been changed to 121.
Okay.
121 was to be taken over by Brigadier Bartwal.
Okay.
He refused on what reasons, I don't know. But then he later on became a general. So I had to halfway turn to 121 Brigade.
When was that?
That was in June 98.
Okay.
June 98.
Was this your first posting to Kargil?
No. From 79 to 81, my unit, where I was the company commander, we were holding on defenses in Chanigund area of Kargil.
Okay.
As a major, I had a lot of experience because as a major, you are supposed to go to other battalions to see what's happening there, and if you have to counterattack there, how to go. So I knew the area very well. And so there was nothing very new to me.
So how was that experience? Could you dwell on that? I mean, was there any action during that time?
During my tenure as a major there is one point 5108.
Okay.
That was occupied by Pakistan. And
even at that time there had been occupations like this.
1981.
Okay.
Or maybe 81.
Okay.
And they occupied, and one attack was put in by one battalion that did not reach there. Then another battalion of the brigade put in, that also didn't go.
Okay.
Then about my unit also something happened. So initially, then after so much of this thing, I was told to go and attack. And I was successful. A lot of party was laid for me.
Okay.
And I made the Pakistanis destroy the bunkers. I had conference with Colonel Sher Jung, who was the officer and commander of 80 Brigade, and BM Anwar.
From Pakistan?
From Pakistan.
Okay.
Then we wrote a agreement for which Colonel William Paul of Fort Madras, he had come. And he signed from Indian side.
Okay.
And on the other side, Colonel Sher Jung, Officer Commander, 80 Brigade.
So was this action of yours recognized at that time?
Yes, very much. Because after so many failures, I was the only one who was successful. And I got a commendation card there. Because all forgot that who has taken it, and there was Bale Bale, and ultimately General R.K. Jasbir Singh was corps commander. He said, "Oh, Sardar ka kya hua bhai?" So then that is how my citation one sentiment got a commendation card. It's a gallantry.
Okay. So when you got posted as the 121 Brigade Commander, 121 Infantry Brigade Commander, and you reached there, what did you find?
The first thing is that once we were crossing that gap of about 7, 8, 9 kilometers, which was near Chanigund,
okay,
which was my old company area also.
Okay.
Then they said, "Sir, stop, यहाँ पे firing हो रहा है." Firing कहाँ से हो रहा है? This is सब वो सामने दुश्मन है, वहाँ से वो फायर करता है, तो गाड़ियों कॉन्वॉय को निकलने नहीं देता है, तो कैजुअलिटीज बहुत होती हैं, तो अभी अपनी आर्टी इस पे फायर करेगी तब हम निकलेंगे। मैंने कहा ये इस पे तो मैं बैठा रहा हूँ, ये तो 5108 है।
हाँ।
तो नहीं साहब, ये तो पाकिस्तान के पास है, यहाँ तो बहुत उनके 100 बंकर हैं इसमें अभी तो।
ओके।
तो आई वॉज टोटली सरप्राइज एंड बट आई टोल्ड देम चलो ड्राइव फास्ट and we'll get through it.
Okay.
So by the time enemy realized we were across that open area,
okay,
and I reached my brigade through Bahadur Bridge. There also there is fire, but that there was no fire that day on me.
Sorry to interrupt you. So when do you think the enemy occupied 5108?
You see, over this time, some brigade commander or some had just left it.
Okay.
And some GOC must have been told, he also kept quiet, and the chief must have been told at that time. So it passed on to Pakistan. I don't think the government knows about it. Somebody just kept quiet. And you see, after every action, Pakistan, some posts are left with Pakistan. They don't inform the government. And Jal Malik, on his part, he has handed over the most strategic location, 0.5353, right east of Tiger Hill, where our memorial is. I suppose it is on the top, samne wali jo hai. So
this 5335 was occupied.
5353.
5353 was occupied in 99.
99, yes, Pakistan.
And it is still with them.
Yes, it is still.
It has not been taken.
No.
Okay, but now let me come back to 5108.
Yes.
Now you had a commendation card because of your action in 5108, and now you say it is with Pakistan. So does your gallantry award, the commendation card, mention 5108?
Yes. I suppose it's mentioned there because when I asked for a copy of all my 3 decorations, I have got 3 decorations.
Okay.
And all for fighting.
Okay.
So they gave me for my VSM, they gave me for my Sena Medal Gallantry, which I got for raid, where I got wounded also.
Okay.
I got wounded twice.
Okay.
But when I asked for this thing, they said that presently it is not available when an RTI. So they want to hide something. They know the moment this thing comes out, then many heads will
So
go.
this is interesting. So we are not willing to admit that 5108 was ever with us. Somebody got a commendation for it, and now it is with Pakistan.
Similarly, it's the condition of 5353. They are not telling it, nahi tha, it was not, our post was never there, and this is, but it was taken by Pakistan.
So coming back to what you were narrating, so when you reached there and to take over, what else did you find?
You see, I've been a very lucky soldier. Okay. That from second lieutenant, captain, major, lieutenant colonel, full colonel, and brigadier, I saw combat, physical combat, actual fighting in all these areas.
Okay.
Except in when I was a lieutenant colonel, when I was G1 Ops of a division opposite Chinese.
Okay.
That was as good as physical fighting.
Okay.
I found that people were not really concerned about that there is something important happening, and firing was taken as just routine.
In Kargil?
In Kargil. Where I was crossing, I told you, na? So then I went there, then the gun positions were sighted right in front of the enemy on the plateau.
Okay.
I thought this was not correct. But my earlier commander got an AVSM for that, for firing back once.
Okay.
And he became a lieutenant general.
Okay.
In any case, he briefed me, General Satvir Yadav.
Okay. Then Brigadier Satvir.
That time he was brigadier. And the moment he went off, then I told my staff, "Come, let's go and see what's your ops room and how it is there." So again, that typical thing, they started off with briefing. So I told them this I heard 3 days back when the earlier commander was here.
Okay.
So after hearing, then I again brushed up 1 or 2 points of mine, and then I asked them, let's go and see your int map.
Int map?
Int map, intelligence map.
Okay.
So they started looking at each other. So I said, why? Something? I've said something wrong? No, sir, it is not updated. And I said, why not? It's to be updated daily. The moment information comes, you have to update it. So I am qualified in that, and I knew that, and they also knew that. So we'll update it. So why didn't you update it? They said the information coming is uncorroborated, unconfirmed.
Okay.
So how will you confirm? How will you corroborate? The moment you plant it, second time when it comes, then you will corroborate. You don't plant, aram se padi chitti fenk di. So that's not correct. So they say we'll take 1 day, I say 2 days, 3 days, but do it properly. The moment we did that, 9 arrows stood towards India.
9 arrows stood towards India?
Towards India.
Okay.
Where the enemy had concentrated and they were ready.
Okay.
These are not confirmed. I said, no, I'll brief the GOC. So I requested the GOC, he came there, and I briefed him. And I told him, okay, this is something very serious. So
we'll talk about the briefing, but when you landed there, what kind of deployment was there? I mean, how much of the troops did you have as 121 Brigade Commander? What was the area of operation?
Area of operation, I'll tell you that this was the Kargil area after we took Siachen.
Right.
This area, for this area, 28 Div was raised.
Right.
And it's in the Kargil Review Committee also.
Okay.
28 Div was raised to specifically for defense of Kargil.
Okay.
Now, when the Pakistanis, they started creating trouble, and I think strategically they know what Indians will react like. They will not bring a division. Like say 8 Mountain Div should have been brought in from there into the valley rather than picking up 28 Div.
Okay.
So they did not do anything in Kargil for so many years. And we picked up 28 Div and sent it to
the valley.
What happened is so many gaps were created. So so I was left, my brigade was left with 4 battalions and 1 BSF battalion with huge gaps in between.
And how much was the area?
Area was 227 kilometers frontage. They say is 160 only if you try one thread straight away.
Okay.
Whereas it goes up and down in 227 kilometers. As I roughly counted that time.
And there would be a certain depth also.
Depth was more than 300 kilometers.
Oh.
Yes.
So now you were talking about the briefing to the GOC. So what kind of a briefing was it?
I gave the briefing to him. Okay, this is something very serious. And if this is correct, I need so many things. I first told him, enhanced threat perception. What is enhanced? So many brigades have come, so much RT has come, so many these recce's are being carried out, the roads are being made, the F-16s are landing at Sandhu airfield, then there are a lot of ammunition dumping going on. Then there were these UAVs moving around. So there were so many things which were happening.
And you were seeing all this?
Yes, these were all given to us in writing. We don't manufacture any things. We don't give opinions on.
So you said you called it threat perception.
I said enhanced threat perception.
So okay, in
Threat
terminology
perception is
there is
normal, which is for any area.
Okay.
Enhanced, there is something wrong here.
Okay.
Something is going to happen here.
So what was the GOC? The GOC was General V.S. Budwar.
General V.S. Budwar. And he kept on looking at me. He was surprised that yesterday another commander has gone. वो खुशी सब कुछ ठीक था. ये आते बोलता लड़ाई होगा. So I said, this is it. I told him it's something serious. You tell me what to do. So these are the things if I require. These are the force level I required. I require enhancement of weaponry. So let me see. And I want to see. I also want to see other side. What's happening there? This is all information. You see. So another 2 days I reminded him. 3 days 4 days again reminded him. So he says, I'll come back to you. So I was surprised that there's something very serious I have said.
Okay.
And he is still taken about a week or so, or maybe after my briefing, I found him disinterested in what I was trying to say.
Okay.
He says, I am making a zoo in Leh, and I am also making preparing a light and sound and a memorial there, and I will require a lot of money from you also. Maybe the money is no problem. I don't know how much money we have. So I'll tell the deputy whatever your deputy can tell him and take the money. But I am more interested in this operational part. He said, I'll come back to you as I told you. And after about 8 days, 10 days, he tells me, he says, I'll come back to you again. I must tell you that the GOC and the brigade commander speak morning and evening daily.
It should be routine, right?
It's a routine. And I speak to all the battalion commanders also daily.
Okay.
So he said, then he came back himself on the phone. He said, Surinder, I have spoken to the corps commander. He has said that this will not be spoken outside this forum. I say, what's that outside this forum? It's a professional thing. मेरे कौन सा खेत को पानी लग जाएगा? So I didn't know why he said so. And after 2 days or 3 days, I got a signal that the chief is coming.
Which is General VP Malik.
General VP Malik. Then I could realize that why they were saying outside this forum. नहीं तो chief को आराम से झंडियाँ दिखा के जाने को क्यों कर रहा अभी? Why do you want to? The Corps Commander then asked the GOC, what will he brief? The GOC to send the message to me, what will you brief? I said, briefing भी कभी change होती है. Briefing doesn't change. कि अभी आपके लिए briefing और है, chief आएगा तो उसको कुछ और बोल दूंगा, कोई आएगा. Briefing is briefing. He said, but you were told that this will not be spoken outside this forum. You and the Corps Commander will be present. You can tell him he doesn't know his job. Or you can counter me. But I will speak. And that is how they say that लिख के भेजो क्या तुमने बोलना है. So I told, my BM was on, I think, JC course or something, Senior Command course. The officiating, G3 was officiating, Vikas Vora, very good officer. He got VRC later on.
Okay.
And he was so busy. So what he did, he printed my complete brief, which I had given to the GOC. He faxed it and got a receipt. Now, if you remember, and the first thing they said is, he never briefed anybody. Then they saw that this briefing, he briefed the chief, and he's attached with this request to the chief.
So when did the army chief, General Malik, come to you, and when did you brief him?
This was on 29th, I think, August. Just within about 1.5 months of my taking over.
29th August 1998?
98.
Okay.
98.
So what did you tell the chief?
I briefed him all this. And actually he was, first came to the helipad. I briefed him. The Corps Commander started briefing him. Then Corps Commander, he pointed our Punjab Bakery as Pakistan.
Say it again.
The Corps Commander pointed towards the one of the Pakistan post as Punjab Bakery. That I had to intervene. I had to tell him, sir, that is Punjab Bakery is our post. Pakistan post is a little ahead. Where we are standing, I have purposely kept in a place so that
we are not within the firing range of the enemy.
Direct firing range of the. I was given a good reprimand in the evening by the GOC that Corps Commander said I didn't like it. Tell him to keep shut when I am briefing. How does the chief know?
So you mean the Corps Commander did not know that a particular post, which was our post, he thought it is the Pakistani post?
He said so. I was there as the Major Saab, so I knew it well.
Okay.
Yeah, as the brigade commander, I was also looking at all posts. So not that he would. Corps Commander can make a mistake. It's a huge area.
That's right. It's a huge area.
But he didn't like my interfering.
Okay. So what else did you, I mean, could you go through some brief points as to what you told the army chief in your briefing in August 98?
Yes. When I briefed him, then I told him all these points which that this is how the enemy is likely to come, and this is all what I require: some additional weapon systems. I require troops. I require helicopters. I require air photos and satellite imageries. So let me know what's happening. Let me know what's happening on the other side. You see, so he kept on listening. Then we went and briefed him at Dras. Dras team, I pointed out again that the heights which were dominating, and Tiger Hill, on which I had already gone for recce with CO-16 Grenadiers. So I'll go back on this point here. CO-16 Grenadiers, when I visited 16 Grenadiers, we went by air.
This was before the army chief's visit?
Before the army chief's visit. We took the helicopter and went by. Then I asked him, we landed at Bimbat, which is east of Tolling. Yes. It's a small depression. I said, don't you feel insecure here? He says, yes, sir. I said, this height on left, you got somebody there? He said, nobody. He's on the right. He said, nobody. I said, right, he had in the left side. So I said, let's fly. So we took the helicopter a little up
Okay.
And I saw 0.5240. It's also called 5241.
Okay.
I said, and the rear part towards Tololing, it looks like a saddle.
Okay.
So we named it saddle. I said, we must have defenses here.
Okay.
Then we flew over Tiger Hill. Tiger Hill we flew over from Sandhu Gap and backwards to...
So it was already called Tiger Hill.
No, it was just a hill.
Okay.
So there is a talab area, and on top of it there is a ledge, and that is the only approach to Tiger Hill.
Okay.
So I said that we will require troops here and defenses here.
At Talab.
At Talab.
Okay.
And we will also require troops. I said, if some enemy occupies this, your whole Dras is gone, and your whole northern area is gone. He said, yes, sir. It never struck me. I said, we want defenses here.
So defenses at
the 5642, that is Tiger Hill. But that is the time we named it Tiger Hill.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we come back to when
so
I was telling
is that the hill that we can see?
Beautiful.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
I know that so well.
Okay.
So when I was briefing the chief, again in Dras, so I told him, okay, this is going to be, and this is, I have named Tiger Hill and all that. When he was going back from the helipad, in my briefing he remained disinterested because the GOC interrupted saying rights are difficult, nothing going to happen here. He's just raising an alarm.
Okay.
And he just come. So while I was insistent on telling the chief.
Okay.
So when we were walking toward the helipad, on the helipad, so I got close to the chief and told him, so what I was trying to tell you, that is a very important area and this area is going to heat up. But he would not come back to the point of my briefing.
Okay.
And he boarded the helicopter and went off. So this is my first interaction with the
So
chief.
your entire briefing to the chief, it is in black and white because it was already sent to the GOC 3-day.
Yes.
So that is how details of this had started coming out soon after the war.
Initially, if you remember during the Kargil war, they said he never briefed anybody. But then they say that the representation he sent to you, 68 pages, the briefing is there.
Okay. Brigadier, when you briefed the Army Chief, General Malik, in August 98, what exactly did you tell him?
It was the extension or repetition of what I told the GOC and also which was passed by him to the Corps Commander.
Okay.
And which in writing also, by default we sent it to them.
Okay.
So I briefed the chief about the enhanced threat perception. What was it was that additional infantry brigade had come, out of which 3 battalions.
Additional infantry brigade?
Of Pakistan.
Okay.
Enhanced threat perception I'm talking about.
Okay.
So 3 battalions had come and out of them one was the normal summer posture used to come earlier also.
Okay.
But the Div River Reserve of FCNA, 1 battalion, it came to Altingthang. It was stepped up. Then there was information that one...
FCNA is Force Commander Northern Area.
Northern area,
okay.
Pakistan. And then 1 battalion was moved post haste from Sialkot. It had come opposite my area. Where it was, we didn't know the location.
Okay.
That is what I told him. Second point was that 25 heavy and 5 medium guns. It is a huge RT and that was heavy RT which had moved in. Then M198 smart weapons. M198 gun is it's a smart weapon. It can target pinpoint.
Okay.
They say it is not part of the Pakistan inventory, but we had known, and later on we sent the fuses also to them.
Okay.
These were on the K2 position of Pakistan, manned by the Chinese.
Okay.
Chinese were manning it, and the guns were also Chinese. Then M11 missile, these are nuclear tipped missiles. They had moved from Deosai Plain into Deosai Plain and to cover the whole area from Zinjila, Fetch. And
but that would be only a deterrent. Obviously, this wouldn't have been,
The only significant point which I want to make here is when they were saying these are infiltrators. For infiltrators, they don't bring in nuclear weapons.
Okay.
It was a proper, well-planned war.
So that's what you're telling the chief.
Yeah, I told the chief. I told him it's in the briefing. He cannot deny it at all. And then AD guns were interdicting our way. And some were ZU type and some were L-70, as I told you when I was joining the brigade. It had a long range. It used to hit from there and hit our vehicles. We used to suffer casualties. So that I told him. Then there were light flashes, UFOs flying around, and these were something like they were laser designators of brigade headquarters, battalion headquarters, ammunition dump, supply depot, and all these places. And the spoke of wide deployment, and there were gaps. And then also told him that we need to build walls once in a places where he can see our convoys moving. I briefed him more on that.
So did you also ask him for additional weaponry, additional troops?
Additional troops I asked from him I asked from him a Beaufort regiment and then 50 Conquerors missiles. We can hit longer distance with that. And then 4 L-70 guns. Like Pakistan was using them, we wanted to use them to hit them also in their open areas. Then I asked for 6 ZU-23. ZU-23, it's a very fast firing weapon, but then so that they're helicopters or anything, and we can also fire at them whenever they picked up their heads from the bunkers. So that is all. Then air-OP flight, we had a complete hangar for 2 helicopters, complete refueling system, place for staying of the technical staff and for the pilots.
Okay.
They had somehow been shifted to Leh.
Okay.
I said they should come back to me because otherwise by the time they come back from Leh, there is no time left for recce. Then I also asked them air photos, satellite imageries, and he kept on looking at me and he understood what I was saying.
So obviously when you were briefing the chief, the GOC 3 Div, General Budwar and the Corps Commander, General Krishnapal, were with you. What was the GOC's reaction? Did he give you more troops when you were making such demands?
No. In fact, even the 2 battalions which used to fill up the gaps and to observe that the enemy is not coming here, that is Battalic Gap and the Mashko Gap. Okay. He removed those battalions from there. I was dead against it. I was telling him don't remove that because the enemy is on the other side and they're ready to move it.
Which battalions were these?
26 Maratha was in Mashko.
Okay.
And 9 Mahar was in Batalik.
So when were these removed?
These were removed. I kept on insisting, but these were removed at the last moment because he says I require them at Siachen. I will remove them. We took them. And I was there. I was absent for about 3 days or 4 days. I never took leave. 4 days I had some very important function at home of my daughter. During that time when the deputy was officiating, he told them remove them. He removed them. He also removed bridge guards right from up to Leh, which were held by 9 Mahar.
Okay.
So then that whole line was clear for the enemy.
So your brigade headquarters was in Kargil, right?
Yes.
And it remained.
And what happened? I'll add here. I told the GOC. He said, "Tum bhi aaja piche. Why are you sitting in the shelling? You shift to Budkhargu."
Where was that?
Budkhargu was a little in depth.
Okay.
I said, "Why should I come? How will I face my COs and troops? And I've been in combat. I'll stay with them. I will not go. If you shift otherwise, So we started making a new ammunition dump there. Some recce's were carried out. But I continued staying in this thing. I told, even if the basic elements are gone there, my brigade headquarters, and I will stay here and bear what happens with my troops.
So you mentioned that the army chief had visited you. Did some other officers also visit you?
There was a long list of the senior officers who were visiting there. And in fact, there were a lot of, I thought the chief has sent them to help me.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you that both the army commanders, first General Padmanabhan came there, I briefed him. But then when he was changed with the Southern Army commander, then General H.M. Khanna came. When General H.M. Khanna came, the weather went bad and he was with me for about 5-6 days.
5-6 days?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know how to handle an army commander for 6 days, and it was a problem. Then, but in that time, a lot of casual interaction took place, but I found that nobody was agreeing to what I was saying.
Okay.
Because the GOC had say. Now, after that, General Chandrasekhar came, Deputy Chief of Army Staff SS Mehta came.
Who was Chandrasekhar?
Deputy Chief, Vice Chief. He came.
Okay.
And he was a bit more positive.
Okay.
He told me, you can build the wall, you can build underground bunker, ye karo, wo karo. And he was positive.
Okay.
Then General SS Mehta. SS Mehta knew a little bit because when I was doing staff college, he came as an instructor there, as a lieutenant colonel. So he said, what about these weapon systems and all that? I told him 198 has, and then we showed him the fuses. We showed him the burst rounds of smart weapon. He was surprised. He said, send them to me, at Army Board. And he was sent to Army Headquarters, nothing heard after that. He also promised to give all the requirements of mine. Because briefing is same. All the requirements of mine will be there with by 31st March. And or maybe 31st December. 31st March, I think. So, but nothing came in. Nothing came in. So there was other people. Brig Aviation came along with the DG Aviation, General Sehgal. Brig Aviation was Mehbubani. And then DG BSF Ramon along with one of his senior IGs, he also came. Then Air Chief Marshal Tipnis also came. And thereafter General Vij, who was DGM, he also came.
So all these people came before the war?
They came before the war, and General Vij, he came just about when we had detected the enemy.
Okay.
He came in.
So with so many people, so many generals, so many other senior officers visiting you, one presumes that you would have got more reinforcements, you would have got more weaponry?
Nothing. They were all wearing blinkers. खोपे कहते ना इन पंजाबी में से खोपा जो बैल जो चलता रहता गोल 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 अपना they take nothing. They are supposed to come, analyze, discuss with me, tell me what is required, what is not required, and all. Nothing came.
We were reading at that time after during the Kargil war that the ammunition depot had been hit sometimes in the early May 99. What really happened? Did you not? Why didn't you shift the ammunition depot from there?
I'll tell you, Kamar. This ammunition depot I found was wrongly sited, and also enemy's gun used to come. We call it a roving gun position. It used to come forward, get into the range of the ammunition depot, start firing at that. And I had reasons to believe that somebody inside Kargil town was correcting the rounds because the round used to start moving closer to that place.
Okay.
What I had told my boys, my RT boys, because the moment he fires, you take rough and ready. Rough and ready is general location, udhar se aaya, all of them, you fire 5 rounds, about 10 rounds. And we hit twice, this gun was destroyed.
Okay.
Yes. And what happened, General Budwar was insistent on sending ammunition there. I told him, don't send ammunition.
Sending fresh ammunition, more ammunition.
Fresh ammunition. I was trying to remove this ammunition and put it at all along my length of Kargil where they could likely be used. But he was sending trucks full of again. So I wrote a letter in my own signature. Please don't send, we are going to hit. But then it kept on moving.
Is that in black and white somewhere,
yes,
that you wanted
I can show.
More ammunition not to come and to still send?
Yes.
Okay.
So then once when the GOC was with me, again this gun started firing again. And then I told, I said, get the guns ready, rough and ready. GOC said, no, ruko. Thero. I said, thero for what? He will get close. the one round came, then the other round started correcting, and after 5-10 minutes, then third round came, and we were getting closer to the thing. I said, let's fire. Otherwise, we'll lose the dump. He says, देखते हैं, रुको जरा, wait. I said, wait for what? There should be reason for waiting. I have already hit him twice. He says no. And the most unfortunate thing happened inside the ops room. We were there that day. The one round hit in the ammunition depot.
So ammunition depot was hit.
It was hit. Blast and blast. The whole Kargil town was full of ammunition flying around, which was lying there. Huge blast. And GOC got up from the chair. Surinder, I should have listened to you. Surinder, I should have listened to you. No, it will take quite some time to decide. So that is the story of the ammunition.
But how much ammunition was destroyed, and was there a court of inquiry? Who was held responsible for all this?
When this inquiry took place, these letters of mine that don't come here, I don't think these were produced there. I was not called.
You were not called?
No. So I may mention here, though it is incorrect a little bit. General Khanna and General Budhwar, they were together, MA and Deputy MA. That is what General Budhwar in fact told me. कहते एक दिन कॉफी मैं इसको पिलाता था, एक दिन ये मेरे को पिलाता था. ये मेरे को जितना मर्जी डांट रहा है, लेकिन he loves.
Where was that?
That was when they stayed with me for 6 days.
No, but where were they posted?
In England.
Okay.
A long time back, when they were colonel and lieutenant colonel.
Okay.
And since then, they have been moving together only.
Okay.
So the inquiry was finished off at army commander's level.
So no action was taken against anybody?
Otherwise, somebody should have been hurt. 500 crores of rupees burnt in 1 minute. And that too, when we could have avoided it.
I learned that there was also a proposal to reduce the troops, cut down on the manpower. Is that true? Did you face the brunt?
I'll tell you that this was something which was hush-hush going on. They wanted to reduce some a large figure like some 70 officers and about 700-800 men, and in also they wanted to they disbanded the animal transport, and they said that my hospital, my field ambulance, which had 28 the nursing assistant to go on all posts, they were to be reduced. Officers, there were 28 medical officers. They were to be reduced, and it was to be reduced into a hospital.
Okay.
With few people.
So it actually happened before the Kargil war?
It happened before the Kargil war, and these things were started implementing. And after we did not have means to send ammunition up, especially towards Chorbatla. When I was moving down, I could see that from Sundarbani there is animal transport coming, in the trucks and all that.
We also learnt from the newspapers at that time that some kind of an exercise was carried out, some operational exercise. What was that?
Since the things were so hot, and I was very clear in my mind what's likely to happen. Then I told the GOC, look, this is very serious. And we need to have defenses here.
Okay.
He says, war game it. So in October
98,
I briefed the GOC, took him to Udras, war gamed the thing, and told him, and I wanted defenses on 5608, which is on the LOC, Pakistan, intruded there. Then also point 5240 tolling, and then also other
on certain posts.
Lot many posts, and which every post which I mentioned, Pakistan included. XC held, GOC was present, and then he again delayed, no reply, nothing. Then I asked the GOC. He said, you come and again give me the presentation. So the presentation, I went to Leh, gave him a presentation. It was called Excess Janch.
Okay.
It was exercise Janch, held in 16 Grenadiers location, and CO 16 Grenadiers Pushpinder Singh was.
So what was the deductions from the exercise?
Deduction was that enemy were likely to come to these places, and we requested that we wanted bunkers over there. We also wanted troops at Tiger Hill.
Okay.
We also wanted troops at 5608.
So all this is mentioned in that
Yes.
the minutes of
Yes.
the
This is
exercise?
the first time documents Tiger Hill is mentioned.
Okay. Now, whatever information you were getting, was it only hearsay, or some of that in black and white? Were there any intelligence reports from your own intelligence units?
This is, I must say, after I had briefed the chief, a few days after that we received a letter from our intelligence, military intelligence, a very brilliant officer. He came, sir, they are going to come. From Gurikod there is a concentration. And they are going to come via Kilnala and Safed Nala, here, on the both sides. Then they are going to come from there. Some people will go on to Pandras Ridge, other people will go to Holeal village, and then get into Dras.
Okay.
Then some people will go via Kaubal Gali. They will go to Dujila, then to Minimarg and Sonamarg. Okay. This is absolutely the plan which actually happened. Now, if we interpolate what I had asked defenses for, and this, and how the war moved, it is 100% same.
Brigadier, you talked about enhanced threat perception. You briefed the various people, especially the generals. Why do you think they were not listening to you?
I'll be a bit frank here. You see, when a general comes, he comes to understand your point of view, add his experience, and what knowledge they have got from intelligence agencies, and then help you out.
Yeah.
Help you out.
Sure.
By giving you more troops. And if, you see, at one point I thought, when I was briefing the chief, when he said, proceed. So I said, in my mind, I thought, he's got only 3 options available. One thing is that if my threat perception is correct and he knows what has happened in army headquarters, then he must give me all the resources and tell up people to wake up. Second point was that he was not able to make up his mind. At that point, he should have said, Surinder, there is something, the GOC corps commander is saying something else, you are saying something else, my information says something else. So I'll send some Brigadier Saab of intelligence and of MO, they will sort out with you. And we will, this needs to be sorted out, there's something very serious. And third point, he should have said, I know so much of information. We have never made a mistake in posting a brigadier. This is the first time. We posted something wrong, posted to Tamil Nadu NCC. Please post somebody else in his place.
They didn't even do that.
They didn't even do that. And exactly things happened the way I was saying.
But what do you think were the...
They were wearing blinkers. They came with a set mind, aana, baithna, kuch idhar udhar ka sunna hai, and go back. At one point I was thinking, on whose behest are they doing all this? There is nothing professional they are telling me. Professionally, they are neither saying me you're wrong, or nor they are saying we are doing with anybody. They just sit and look. When I was, in fact, as I told you, that when the chief was going, I was telling him something, he will point out, Santri kyun khada hai? Photo kyun le raha hai?
But the GOC of the 3-day, I'm sure, with his experience, with the brigades under him, he would be prepared for an operation.
He was not. Once 28-day went out, 3-day did not have even an op order. In fact, we don't need staff college because the Kargil war was fought without an op order. And they had one, when the inquiry went on, which I came to know later on, they had one pencil written draft of some G1 written in 1991. And that's ridiculous. That's very painful. We didn't know what to refer to. You see, a op order, I learned writing op order and I wrote the op order when when I was G1 Ops, I learned it from General Walia. Brilliant. So I knew what a op order ke baad mein there is no doubt left, and there was no op order.
Are you serious?
I can say it again.
But nevertheless, the fact is that
you see, op order is one thing which will never destroy.
But the fact is that we were able to throw the intruders out. Kargil is touted as a victory. So we did achieve success. How did that happen?
At the cost of so many 550 officers and men, all these young officers, they are responsible for their deaths.
What you are saying, how much of this is an afterthought after all this 25 years since the war? How much of this is documented?
Documented? Everything is documented. How many regiments came in? Everybody knows. That what happened, we can, only inquiry will tell that were one corps and two corps, which are the offensive corps, were they ready or were they mothballed? Did we have enough tank ammunition?
There were also reports that there had been some intrusions north of your op area, which is under the Siachen Brigade.
Yes.
So was that information given to you well in time, and could you act on it?
The first intrusion took place in Siachen. That was somewhere in
Why I'm asking
February.
this is because Major Bhatnagar the other day made a mention, and I've also seen an interview with General K.H. Singh, who was then the CEO of 27 Rajput. He also makes a mention like this, that there had been some intrusions in that area. So that information was not with you?
No. When that information came, the attack came in there. But Nagar, he pointed out. Who is the same thing which I was told not to be spoken outside and all that. They thought it was normal. Why create the thing?
No, but the GOC would have known.
No, GOC knew.
He didn't tell you.
He didn't tell me. This information was not passed to me because I was insisting not removing 9 MAR and 26 Maratha. We say, don't tell him, otherwise he will not let me withdraw these 2 units.
So finally, when the operation started, before you were removed, what did you do to manage the situation?
We pushed back enemy from 4 places.
Okay.
We had no troops that day. I'll just say that the enemy had come down onto point 4080 right up to Holyal and on the Dras area. From Tiger Hill, they came up to point 4195 and maybe missing up. And from there, they were to jump onto Pindras Ridge.
Okay.
And in between there was our transit camp. So what do I do on? I had no troops. So I saw some RT chaps moving around. क्या कर रहे थे? पेट्रोल जा रहे हैं. मैं तुम जड़ो इसके ऊपर जाके अपना खाना कितना है शाम तक का है ठीक है तो बाकी भेजेंगे तुमको और तुम जाके आग जलाओ पटाखे चलाओ उधर वहाँ पे so that enemy doesn't come and immediately आपको पड़ी that वहाँ पे. So 4 places, these 2 places and 1 place was Banju in Batale. We pushed the enemy out from there and they were pushed back into in the upper reaches.
So was this effort of yours recognized?
No. I'll tell you one more thing. Once 70 Brigade which came and then again picked up after 15-20 days from there and sent over there. I was told to go and you were saying कि द्रास में होना द्रास में तो पंगा होगा you go. I could do what? Gulel or throw stones. There are no troops. So he said, "No, you please go." So I went there. And the first 2 battalions which I got was Nagas and Sikh. So Nagas I used, I must confess here, I little overused them. But I knew I had been in Nagaland and the troops are very sturdy. So what happened is that I pushed, first is one platoon of under Lieutenant Bhattacharya on top onto point 5241. Enemy didn't know. उसके पीछे the moment that was ready, I sent a signal engineer section. थोड़ा सा रास्ता ठीक कर दो. I just 1 minute. and then I put two more battalions, two more companies over there. So one battalion was put behind the enemy, and I was attacking behind the enemy. I had isolated him, and I was also attacking him along the ridge line where all these boys died later on.
But so is all this documented in the one-to-one
Yes.
brigade after action reports?
Yes. You can, if you want to see, I can see, I have written the letter to the chief. You can see it.
No, that's all right. Since you're saying it. Brigadier, you faced a number of court of inquiries. How many in all? And what exactly were the charges?
I faced about 5 or 6 courts of inquiry.
Okay.
And first one was by Budwar for making the brief chief of army staff available and some documents which I had to the chief.
Okay.
Second was by Brigadier Atmanathan.
Okay.
It was stopped in between.
Okay.
Then there was an inquiry for removal of Bajrang post. I will specify here that Bajrang post is one which was a winter vacated post, and it was. I was told the enemy came here, and that was also investigated by General Pathak.
Okay.
Then there was General Reddy. He came as a single man. He just talked to me for 5-10 minutes and went off. And it was first called as the General Reddy, and then it was called the General Reddy Committee. There was no committee. Third one, then after that was Kargil Review Committee, you all know. And a number of times I had to go there. I think these were the ones.
But what exactly were the charges?
Charges were that I made documents available, one document available to some unauthorized person. It was never proved. And it was still incomplete because General Malik was to give his witness.
Okay.
Then Bajrang post, General Budwar had told me not to, firstly he had told me to vacate. Then when we wanted to reoccupy, he said, "Nee, these will not be reoccupied, it is all on record."
Okay.
And so that was one which was held for the longest time.
So under what charge, what exact charge were you removed from service?
All these charges were dropped from against me.
Okay.
Only charge which stands against me is that documents I made photocopies and things like that.
Okay.
Flimsy things. And on that they have removed me. There is no major charge against me. There is no professional charge.
Okay.
And there is a beautiful ACR written by the GOC.
Okay.
And that is testament to
So
it. that
making documents, is that a crime, or what is the charge?
They say that you should have made photocopies after entering, at some entries should have been made.
Okay.
When the person who left near it to you, he was a runner. It should have been some officer.
Okay.
And things like that.
So when you were removed from service, what did you do? You moved court?
Yes.
When was that?
That was a little time after I was removed. I went to Delhi High Court.
You were removed in 2001?
2001.
Okay.
So 2001 I went to the court. And after that, after many hearings, so then it was transferred to AFT Delhi.
Okay.
Then AFT Delhi again. Then I requested that I'm not well, and then it was transferred to AFT Chandigarh.
Okay.
And it's there for I think 14-15 years now, maybe.
So you mean you moved court in 2001 or 2002, and now it is 2024. So the whole case has not been decided yet?
No, it has not been decided yet. I am very sure it will be soon decided.
What exactly are you demanding from the courts or the AFT?
You see, apart from other things that quashing of that order passed against me and things like that, I wanted an inquiry held by a retired or a sitting judge of High Court to go into the detail that and investigate how Kargil happened, because all these generals have got scot-free. It is their problem. Troops never let down. Even in 62 war, they found one brigadier, and in 70 in Kargil also they found one brigadier. Whereas I wanted is an inquiry that which all sitting or a retired judge should investigate, and these all should be brought to task. If they had not been bailed out by the government by diplomatic means, I think that was essential that time. Afterward, they could have done it. What did not happen? I am only asking for that. I am asking for my honor, for my boys who got killed, for my boys who restored the situation, for them to come. They were not given, they were not recognized. My whole brigade.
Brigadier, it is now 25 years since the Kargil war. The war is celebrated or observed as a Kargil Vijay Divas. When all that is done, how do you feel? Do you feel left out? Do you feel angry? Do you feel bitter?
A bit of everything.
Okay.
A bit of everything. But one thing is very clear in my mind, that I will not give up. Basically, I want the nation to know that how and why it happened. And the journalists will have to reply for that. Maybe today, maybe day after. They have to. And truth should come in and be available to the nation so that we don't do such mistakes again. That is my aim. I am past 77 now. And but I'm fit. I'll fight it out still.
Sure. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.